I'm joined by University of Central Oklahoma All-MIAA wide receiver Kristian Valeriano. Kristian, thank you for taking time this chilly, snowy evening to come on and talk to me. Could you start by telling the viewers and listeners a little bit about yourself?
All right, my name's Christian. Was from Philadelphia. I'm from outside Philadelphia. Started playing football. I started taking it serious freshman and sophomore year. Um, Moved to three different high schools. Three different high schools. I went to prep school, Myrtle Beach Prep. Went only had one offer out of high school, and then a bunch of like D3. And what's it? Went to Wagner for 2 years. Got injured, redshirted, and then Coach Curlee brought me into Edmond, Oklahoma.
Now, you're from New Jersey. Now, this is the first time I've talked to somebody that's from the Northeast area.
Yes, sir.
What kind of is high school football like up there?
I wouldn't say it's as big as like Texas and Oklahoma, but there's like definitely a lot of competition. Big on 7 on 7. It's not like all year round. Like I don't know if Oklahoma has like spring practices or anything like that, and I don't know if you know anything about that, but we don't have any of that there like they have in Florida. But football is definitely getting bigger. I mean, in my opinion, I think Northeast is better than Oklahoma, New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia. It's better than high school football here, or not there, there than here. But that's just my opinion. I'm not biased at all, though.
I'm gonna say that I feel like there's a lot of your teammates would probably disagree with that sentiment.
Oh yeah, it's an everyday topic.
um, so what was I gonna say? Okay, now so you mentioned that like you all didn't have that really. So was it more of just like you kind of show up like at that first I don't know like start of school year meeting,
Yeah,
and then you
more
did
like
your football
right
thing until
right
huh?
after like July 4th. Then that's when you start getting the things. But there's not much in the spring. I will say there's not like you're not no helmets on in the spring. Not no spring practices. Maybe just like weight room things, but I feel like everyone has that.
Okay, okay, okay. Um, and now what okay, I know you said feel like the talent level is better there. Um, what
Maybe
okay,
not
so
better than
then
Texas.
what say that again?
Maybe not better than. We're definitely not better than Texas, but we're better in Oklahoma, better in New Jersey and Philadelphia, better than Oklahoma. I promise you.
Okay, now for those of us that might not be up on the Northeast high school football scene, what is it about that area that leads you to believe that it's better than what is here in Oklahoma?
I just think the competition. Um, I will say like private schools are like a big thing where I'm from, like St. Joe's Prep, Don Bosco. Um, but like your private schools are going to be your good teams, and then your public schools. It depends where you go. If you go to a big public school, that's where Oklahoma might have us beat in the public school area. But and then in the talent wise, I just think our skill players. I think the big guys here are better than our skill guys here. Our skill guys in New York and Philadelphia are better from there. But that's just all opinion based.
Okay, okay. That is a fair enough assumption. I mean,
Yeah,
I know you gotta defend the home turf there, right?
of course I have
I
to.
haven't watched the whole lot. Like I haven't watched the whole lot. Usually when they're on like ESPN is when you kind of get a glimpse,
Yeah,
like you said, of those private type of schools, and then it's good talent. It's just us in the Midwest. We don't really we're not
yeah,
really
you don't see that.
exposed to Northeast. Okay, okay. And now, what is it like playing up there though when the weather starts to turn cold? Like I imagine it's
Yeah.
not a pleasant experience.
Nah, it's not fun. I always say I'm in Oklahoma for a reason. We had some nice weather for every game we had this year. I'll tell you that. Because I'm done with those windy and rainy days.
So what was the worst weather that you played in during your high school career?
Oh, probably the one in my last. Probably my second to last game. It was freezing. Like I couldn't feel my hands. I was low key dropping the ball. Like it was cold. It was cold. Coaches yelling
Okay.
at you to take the gloves off, and you're like, ah,
Wouldn't it be worse though if the gloves were off? I feel like because then your actual like I felt like your hand would be colder with the gloves off than
yeah.
with the
Well, they say
gloves on.
the rain with the gloves on are not good. Oh,
Mm,
yeah,
okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
yes.
Okay. Now, after you finish your high school career up there in Jersey, now you spent a post grad season at Myrtle Beach Collegiate Prep in Garden City, South Carolina. Now, first, what kind of went into your decision to take that prep school route after high school?
Well, it was either that or walk on or take a preferred walk on to Temple or go to a D3 school. I really didn't have many options. Um, and I didn't really want to go JUCO. And then my high school coach, who I really trust, he told me there's a guy in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, that if I take it serious, do what I'm supposed to do, then I could go to the next level. I don't have to get school paid for. So I ended up going there, and I had a great time, great experience. Learned a lot of things, got bigger, stronger, faster. It was just all around good experience.
And now, what was that adjustment like though, going from New Jersey up in the Northeast to South Carolina down in the South?
It was hot. That was some weather I wasn't used to because I went there early August and played football. It was hot. I went to near Columbia in South Carolina, where South Carolina University is. I played some probably one of the highest games down there, and I was right by the beach, so I loved it. Like getting good footwork in the sand. I loved everything about it. It was just a nice area. I mean, my patio was literally the beach, so I couldn't complain.
Okay, okay, okay. And now you mentioned that you were able to get bigger, faster, stronger during that year. What kind of all went into that? Was it solely like a weight room thing? Did you diet better? What kind of went towards that?
I think it was all the above. It was definitely a weight room thing. That's like one of the first times I started lifting weights because in high school I barely lifted weights. To be honest, I barely touched weights. Our school wasn't even really big on it. And then that's like really the first time I started touching weights, doing like speed training, ball drills, like everything. Um, and then the sand, we would work out in the sand twice a week. I mean, that builds that fast twitch that you really need as a receiver. So all that stuff definitely got me a lot better.
And after you spent your post grad year there, now you ended up at Wagner. What kind of was it at that time that made you decide that Wagner was where you wanted to play your collegiate football?
Well, I got a full scholarship. I mean, nothing's better than that. Telling my mom that I don't have to pay for school or she doesn't have to help me out, that I'm really on my own. And it was close to home, well, kind of close to home. And the coaches that recruited me, I really trust them. Coach KD was the guy that recruited me, with along other coaches. and I think I was just a good fit. And it was that or either Bethune Cookman, who Ed Reed offered me, and then he ended up. Nah, I don't think he got the job. So I was like, well, Wagner's the only situation I can go to. So yeah,
Okay, interesting, interesting. Okay, now what was it like being recruited by a Hall of Fame like Ed Reed?
it was it was crazy. I mean, it was so unexpected. My friend who was a quarterback at Myrtle Beach got offered there, and then he was like, "My head coach wants to talk to you," and I'm on Facetime, and it's Ed Reed. I'm like, "Yo, bro, you didn't tell me the head coach there is Ed Reed." So I was like, I mean, maybe a little heads up after that. But that was definitely a cool experience. I definitely took a screenshot in there. I was like, yeah, I have to get this on recording.
To be fair, I feel like you would have to have proof on you at all times if you would have told
Uh,
somebody I was recruited by Ed Reed.
yeah, I had to. I had to. I had to grab a screenshot or two.
that, that is great. So okay, so you tell me so like he didn't even tell you, he simply just said the coach wants to talk to you, gave you no inclination of who it was, just
Yeah,
this was a run of the mill coach, and then you get on the call and there
and
was
it's
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed. Yeah,
That
it
is
was crazy.
that's that's kind of that's kind of foul from your teammate though. I feel like you got to give somebody a
You
heads up
got,
if you
yeah, you gotta
know.
tell me that.
Yeah,
You gotta tell me that. He's probably the best safety of all time.
yeah, that's kind of okay. That's okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
all right. That's something that not a lot of people can say there. Okay, okay. So you end up spending a couple of years at Wagner, and then you decided you know to enter the portal. What kind of led you to that decision to explore other options after a couple of seasons there?
Well, my first spring of getting the Wagner and leading up to fall camp, I honestly was a guy. I was the number one guy the whole time, and then I ended up getting a bad toe injury. I had turf toe and sprained my foot. Which before that, I thought turf toe was like, oh, you have turf toe, blah blah blah. But that is no joke, not a joke injury to deal with. I was dealing with that my whole first year, and I played a little bit at the end of the season and then ended up redshirting, which coach really wasn't happy about, but I think it was the best decision because now I still have 2 years after this. Um, so I ended up getting hurt, and after that season, like it just like kind of hurt my confidence. I was just like a three, and then going to spring, I just still kept dealing with that toe injury, and not until I got here it was fully healthy. Right when I got here, I was like, "Oh my god, thank God I don't have to deal with that anymore." Um, but my last semester at Wagner, my receiver coach wanted me to stay, and my head coach was like, "I mean, it's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be tough for you to prove to me that I can play you." And I was like, "You know what? I just need a fresh start." And called Coach KD, who was a UCO defensive backs coach at the time. I was like, "Yo, I have no options, and I need you to help me out." And then that's where he linked me here.
Now, okay, so now you mentioned you had a turf toe. Now this is very good because I feel like a lot of people hear about a turf toe injury, have no clue what it is, and just assume that
Yeah,
like it's this minor thing. But then when players are out for like weeks at a time, they get
yeah.
confused. So, what exactly is a turf toe?
I really couldn't tell you. I just know it's a hyperextending of something in your big toe. And then on the side of that, I had a sprained toe on the opposite side of my or a sprained foot on the opposite side of my foot. So I couldn't put any pressure on it until like for like 4 weeks, month. And it was just like one of the toughest injuries I had to deal with.
And now, so what was just the rehab process, just to kind of just rest and let it heal on its own?
Yeah, that and just like I was waking up early, strengthening my toes. I know it sounds crazy, strengthening your foot. Yeah, it's I mean, you can't really do much about a toe. Just strengthen your toes, I guess.
Now how does one go about that? Like, is it like a stretching thing? Like what?
Yeah,
Like how?
there's stretches. I used to like pick. You have to pick up marbles with your toes and then release it and pick it up again. Wasn't that fun?
And now, when you got back from that, did it take you a minute to kind of get back to where you felt like you were before the injury, or did you feel like you kind of were able to just pick up where you left off?
No, I definitely wasn't able to pick off where it left off. It was hard to get like in and out of cuts on my left foot. Um, yeah, it was like I was just something you're not used to. Like I was just running freely, then I can't even like do a comeback anymore. You know what I'm saying?
And so okay, so when you enter the portal and then you talk to Coach KD, how kind of did he sell you on the program on Edmond? Because here you are again, you're a Northeast guy, be having to move from the Northeast all the way to the Midwest. How kind of did he sell you on the program on the university?
Well, he sold me on we have the best receiver in the country and we have one of the best quarterbacks in the country and that the MIAA is the SECO D2 and that's really all I needed to hear. Then I got on the phone call with Coach Curlee and I mean he's probably one of the smartest football minds I've talked to and to see what he's done, I'm like, yeah, I would definitely want to be a part of that. Um, and then just the campus by itself. I mean, I don't know if you've seen Wagner, but Wagner is definitely not, I would say, football like situation that you want to be at. So seeing our facilities, seeing the field, I mean, the waterfall is ridiculous. And then just the coaches, Coach Doral. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than this. These guys actually care about you here. So it sold me right away.
And so when you got to Edmond, what kind of was your first impressions of the city, of the state? Like, did it did it did it maybe shatter I don't know, stereotypes about Oklahoma, about Okies? Did it live to your expectation? What kind of were your initial thoughts?
Well, I was expecting like a lot more country theme, like, Oklahoma, but I guess I'm near the city, so but I was expecting not like horse and buggy, but I was expecting like, like a lot of grassland, not a lot of stores. But I mean, it looks like a normal town to me. Maybe if you leave outside of here, it gets a little more country, but I was expecting like country, a lot of country people, a lot of cowboy boots, but seems pretty normal. There's a lot of people on my team that wear cowboy boots, but I was expecting like it to be on everyone. Everyone's wearing cowboy hats, but it's not the case.
I was like, now you do have teammates from towns where that is the case. Like,
Yeah,
as someone
yeah,
that went to a high school that played 2A, 3A, trust me, there are players on the teammates of yours from like Jones and let me think, like Jones and I don't know various other like Ethan's from Berry Hill. That's more of a
yeah,
smaller town. So you have teammates now. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to show you the more countryside, because you're
yeah.
you're in Edmond, you're more of the metropolitan area, so it's more of a, I don't know what you would consider a normal city, but there you do have play, like your quarterback Clayton Creasy. He's from Jones. That's a small country town, so I'm sure he'd be more than happy to show you what that's like. I mean, it's
Oof,
fine. I mean, you
yeah.
just don't expect a bustling hub, but I do enjoy it. So okay, okay. And now you got here at the mid-year, so you were able to go through spring practice. How big was that for you as a transfer to come in there, kind of get your hands on the playbook, start getting that chemistry down with Jet and Clayton? How big was that kind of towards your success that you had this season?
It was huge. I mean, to understand like what Jet likes and what Creasy likes and how they throw the ball, how they're quarterback friendly, and just learning the playbook because the playbook. I mean, it was easier to learn here, but it was a lot more different from what I'm used to. I'm used to reading a whole graphic novel on my wrist. Um, but just learning the playbook definitely took time, but it helped being in the spring, coming early. Um, yeah, I was, and then I worked my butt off all during spring. Um, I was a two behind shoe the whole spring, but I think that got me better and like striving to try beating him out. And yeah,
And now you mentioned working with Jet and Clayton to kind of see what they like. As a receiver, how kind of do you go about that? Do you go about changing things to make them more comfortable? Is it like a give and take? How does that dynamic work?
um, it's just a lot of it's just a lot of reps. I mean, you just got to be out there and I mean, I'm gonna say not mess up, but learn from your mistakes and just you guys gotta see what they like. I mean, yeah, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's just like just learning from your mistakes and just tell like Jet. I mean, he's a great quarterback. You just gotta really listen to him and whatever he tells you, just you gotta do it.
And now the first time a lot of most of us saw you was that spring scrimmage against Southern Nazarene, and I'd be lying to you if I said that a lot of heads were not turned. I kept on getting a who's that told you where I think you were like number 16 at that time. I can't
Yeah.
remember exactly, but they could ask me like, who is that because I was on the sideline, and I'm not gonna lie, that sideline catch you had was pretty impressive, and I was like, okay, this guy could be a different cat. So now, after you had a game like that, what did that do for you confidence wise?
It definitely boosted my confidence and it I feel like it's better will help me with the quarterbacks too. Like, oh yeah, we could throw him a 50-50 ball, or Coach Curley can trust me more on. Oh, he can run the route tree, or if it's third down, we can throw him the ball. I feel like that game definitely helped me just to even show my teammates that I can make plays.
And you also mentioned being a two behind Ashton Schumann there early on in the offseason, and how that kind of helped you. How did that help you? Was it just like each of you pushing each other to be better? Was there mentorship? Like how did that go?
He was definitely pushing me. I mean, Shu is probably one of the smartest receivers I've been around in my all of my college time. I mean, he knows like, all right, you gotta do this, run it at this, run it at this yardage. Like he knows what he's talking about. He's a really smart football player, so learning from him, um, just his work ethic. I mean, he was one of the best receivers in D2 for a reason. Um, and then me and him also went to Houston. We're working out during spring break. I mean, I definitely I will praise Shu a lot. He's a really really smart football player.
Now, when we get to the season, I know you were kind of dealing with like a minor injury there the first couple of weeks there, and I know you weren't able to go to the level that you expected to. How kind of tough was that, and how kind of did you keep yourself in a good mental space, because obviously you had just kind of had some injury issues at your previous school, so you get here, you make a good impression, and then you're kind of banged up again. How did you kind of keep your mental headspace in a good spot?
Well, yeah, I hurt my hamstring like last 2 weeks of fall camp, and it definitely wasn't easy. I know Coach Curlee called me up and really cheered me up. I'll never forget this. He said that you're gonna be playing a lot of football for us this year because he knew my head was down, and that really cheered me up and boosted my confidence. And then the first game happened, and I pulled again, which was not good at all. Then probably a week before Central Missouri, I was like so negative. My head was down because I just wasn't feeling the same. And I get back to that week, and I really felt great. I was taking care of my body really good, and had a conversation with my parents, and they're like, "I mean, you didn't come there for a reason. You didn't drive 1,200 miles for no reason. I mean, you just gotta show them what you could do." And I ended up getting the starting spot at UCM, and that felt really good.
Yeah, and that I'm not gonna lie, I was very happy that you had that game, because that validated what I was saying early on there, and I think everybody most remembers that for that one-handed touchdown catch. Kind of walk me through how you were able to snag that football.
I don't even know how to describe it because I just went all black after that. But I just saw the ball out of my reach and just really just put my hand up and it ended up coming down with me.
Now, were you surprised that you made that catch, or did you were you like were or was that just like you kind of knew once your arm went up, you were coming down with the football?
No, I don't think. I mean, maybe a little surprised, but I've definitely made catches like that all throughout high school. I mean, not to that absurd point, but I've definitely made similar catches. So I wasn't surprised, and just like I never felt so like the grip on that. I never like gripped up a football that good. Like it just felt like a perfect timing catch. I put my arm up perfect, and I just came down with it.
And that game, you had five catches for 57 yards and one touchdown. From a confidence standpoint, what did that game do for you there?
It definitely boosted my confidence. I mean, I still harp on this drop every day, that dig drop, but it boosted my confidence. I mean, I really did wish we get the win, but sometimes it just doesn't fall out that way. Yeah, it definitely helped me throughout the season and like definitely showed people that I definitely can play and showed myself that I can play because that was not my first college start, but like a first real one. Um, and it just felt good, and it helped me throughout the season.
And then you had a 3 game stretch there against Emporia, NSU, and Kearney, where you had 70 plus yards, and you had that big season long 44-yard catch against Emporia. What specifically during that 3 game stretch was really working for you there? Because it seemed like you really started to hit your stride at that point.
Yeah, I think I was just seeing the ball right. Coach Curley putting me in the right positions, and then the quarterback throwing me the ball. I mean, I'm nothing. A receiver's nothing without his quarterback. So him throwing me the ball, trusting me with the ball, um, Yeah, I was just seeing it. I felt fully healthy. I was running full speed routes, and all that turns into good catches, I guess.
And then you ended the season on a high note with 69 yards, including a 44 yarder. What kind of does that do for you? You know, when like you can go back to that last game and maybe use that as a springboard towards the off season.
Um, it definitely helps, even though I'm not trying to think about last season. It definitely helps. Uh, it shows that I can do this, and that. But I still have I have a lot to improve. But I've been in the games. I know what the game speed is. I know what to not to do, what to do sometimes. And it also gives my coaches it gives my coaches a little bit of confidence that okay, on third down we could go to him, or we can use him here, or whatever they need me to do.
And when you kind of look back on that season, you know, given the the hamstring injury there, you know, kind of hitting your stride mid to late, did it? I mean, it probably didn't meet your expectations, but given the circumstances, how do you feel about last year?
Felt good. I felt like I left a lot out there. Um, but for what all I had, like health wise, I feel like I did the best I could done with it. I mean, there's no way I was playing those first four games like to the level I wanted to. But it was a good starting point for this season.
And now you earned all conference. Now, were you surprised by that? What kind of was your reaction when you learned that news?
I was definitely surprised because I don't know how the voting works. I only played 6 games, so I was like, "There's no way." I don't even know how. I think I had like 400 yards. I don't even know how many you need to get all conference. So I was definitely shocked. Definitely grateful that I got it, but yeah, I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, because you finished with 20 catches for 385 yards and two touchdowns. Um, yeah, I kind of was too. I was like, oh, listen, I'm glad for him. Like I said, I was kind of surprised because he was only really
Yeah,
healthy for about a handful of games. So I think that's very telling though that around the conference you showed enough in those handful of games for them to warrant you putting on that all conference team. So when we look now, with Schumann currently in the portal now, I believe with Dom graduating, I think you're now the leading returning receiver. What
yeah.
kind of is your mindset heading into year two here? Kind of being at least maybe from the outside looked upon as like, okay, he's next in line now to be the main option in the pass game.
Yeah. I hope. Well, the goal is always to be the that third down guy, the big play guy. Um, I do believe we're gonna have a lot of success in this receiver room. I mean, we didn't bring in a transfer wide receiver, and I think there's a reason to that. I think Curlee trusts us all, and I mean, we have a bunch of guys that could start. I mean, one thing about Curly, he's gonna play the best player he thinks, and um, I don't know, he's gonna play the best player, and I'm not. I don't want to say I'm worried. I'm not too worried about um being the guy. I just want to help this team win. I don't. I want my main goal is to have a home playoff game. I've never had a home playoff game in my life. That's the main goal. So whatever I can do to help this team get a home playoff game, then that's what I'm here for.
Okay. Okay. And now I know you mentioned to me several times, and you mentioned here earlier, right, um about your relationship and how much you enjoy playing for Coach Curlee. What is it about Coach Curlee that endears him to you?
Um, well, outside of football, he's a great guy. And he made football fun for me again. He put me in a great situation. Again, I said I hurt my hamstring. I thought, oh man, I'm not playing this season. And then he gave me a call. He didn't have to call me and say, hey, you're gonna be playing a lot of football for us this year. Um, I just really respect that, and like I just have a lot of trust in him that he's gonna put me and my teammates in a great situation to win football games. And that's all he cares about. And that's why I like him a lot because I want a coach that just wants to win.
Okay, okay, okay. Let me think here. Okay, now I wouldn't be doing my job now if I didn't ask this because now I think it was after the Emporia game. You had a slight flex there. You posted a picture that made its
Yeah.
rounds of you with NFL legend Keyshawn Johnson there, and I can't remember if the caption was like that was your godfather or something along those
Yeah.
lines. Um, I I'm just like what is the story to that?
So my mom's best friend, who I call my aunt, is married to him. So that's Uncle Key, I guess. I guess me and him have got close throughout the years, especially me playing football. So yeah, uh, happy that he can make it to a game. Probably will come to a couple of games this year. And yeah, it's I guess that's Uncle Key.
Okay, yeah, because I had not seen it, and then it was sent to me. At first, I'm like, how is first? I'm like, so you're telling me when Keyshawn Johnson was inside the rich at one point, and nobody
So
somehow noticed this because I felt like it wasn't very well. And I'm
yeah,
like, I feel like it's not like we get a lot of high profile people to come to the games. So, and then the second, when I read the caption, I was like, oh, okay. So, all right. Well, there is the story. All right. Very good. Okay. Well,
yeah.
wow, that is interesting. So, okay. Wait. So, but now, given that though, when you had that call with Ed Reed though, like if you're if a man if Keyshawn is someone you call Uncle Key, then it shouldn't have been like too big of a leap there, right? I
Nah,
would like to
yeah,
think, or am I just completely
yeah.
missing the mark?
I think Ed Reed one ups him a little bit, and me knowing Key that I don't really think of him as like a celebrity. He's like he's just a cool, calm guy. Loves football.
And now, does he ever give? Well, I'm sure he does, but does he ever give you pointers on where you can improve and things of that nature?
Yeah, I mean a decent amount. You know, he can get cocky and get fed up and talking to himself, but he definitely helps me out. He actually is one of the people that brought me or told me to go to Myrtle Beach Prep, so he helped me out there. Um, we don't talk a lot of football. I mean, we do, but we don't talk a lot of football. We also talk like things about life and stuff, and just how are you doing? Blah blah blah. How's college? Tell me to go to class. He's been a good mentor.
that is great. that is great. I appreciate that. Because I mean, listen, hey, if you don't do class, then you can't play on Saturdays. So I do
That's
appreciate that. Okay. Well, before we get you out of here, we do this with all the new guests, kind of some more get to know you type questions. So, Your favorite sports team can be any sport.
The Philadelphia Eagles. Not even close.
Okay. Okay.
Not
Okay.
even close.
Now, I'm gonna say now. I'm sure there's a lot of Cowboys fans in your locker room. You're given the location and proximity to Texas and such. Um, did the trash talking ever get going this season, especially in those head-to-head matchups?
Nah, because we win. They haven't won a Super Bowl and since I don't even think I was born for one of their Super Bowls. So they're not allowed to trash talk me. I see my Super Bowls.
That is great. That is great. See, I always default to that too. See, because I'm a Steelers fan. When it's just been tough the past 6 7 years. But my rebuttal to those has always been like, okay, when was the last time you saw your team in the Super Bowl? See, I've
Not
seen
even.
my team in the Super Bowl 3 times. So, again, like
Yeah.
so yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, okay. Now I know this season didn't go as expected, and I know there were some changes that offensive coordinator he got. I think he was let go, something like that. How are you feeling about the state of your Eagles heading into the draft and free agency?
I don't know right now. I mean, it all depends who you hire at OC. I feel like Hurts is our guy, obviously. I don't know what we need to draft. I know all I know is we needed a new OC because he was horrible. And if we get the play calls right, we should be fine for next season.
Okay, okay, okay. And now, are you? How do you feel about Nick Sirianni? Because the Eagles fans that I somewhat know, some are like, yes, he's our guy. He's a good coach. Some are like, why are you here? You don't do anything. Where do you kind of fall on that?
Uh, I I'm more towards that. I like him. I mean, he's been to two Super Bowls, so he obviously knows what he's doing. You can't knock the guy for winning. Um, so yeah, as long as he knows, well, him play calling is terrible, but as long as he knows who to hire as the OC, I think he's the good job or good coach for the job. I don't have anything against the guy.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. It's okay. Do you have a current favorite Eagles player?
Probably Devontae Smith. I like Devontae Smith a lot. Not the biggest guy, not the strongest guy, but he gets. I mean, he's one of the best college receivers of all time, and he's. I feel like I can relate to him too.
Okay, okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I'm a big Devontae Smith guy. I always enjoy when he has big games against the Cowboys because I just enjoy watching them lose. Um, let's see. Okay, your favorite hobby outside of football.
Ooh. Probably hanging out with the guys or playing video games, playing some Madden. I love Madden.
Okay, now are you Xbox, PlayStation, or PC?
Xbox. Xbox.
Ooh, ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is a rarity because I think the only Xbox guys that are left that I'm aware, it might just be Curly. I feel like every time I ask this, everybody's a PlayStation guy. So I have to ask, why are you still on Team Xbox?
Because I like the controller. I have it right here. The controller is so much better. This controller is so much better. It's perfect. It just makes sense. The left stick is all the way up there. The right stick is more comfortable.
Okay, okay. I I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like you're right because I mainly play. I switch between. I'm more of a retro guy, so I switch between the PS2 and the 360, and I do feel like I have to look down more when I'm playing the PS2 than I am with the 360. I feel like, and you could watch it because I feel like it is just I don't say natural, but like I don't feel like I have to look down to make sure I'm pressing the right button, which,
Hmm.
when you're playing a sports game is kind of vitally important because, I mean, if I look down, I'm looking away from the screen. I could get sacked. I could throw a pick. I could fumble the football. Okay. I hadn't thought about
Yeah.
that. I had not thought about okay. Okay. That is okay. Okay. Now, when you play Madden, um, are you usually on the winning side of things?
Yeah. All the time. All the time. Except
Okay,
for
now.
last night, but usually all the time.
Oh wait, now who beat you last night?
No, me and Hagen Hacker played mud squads, and yeah, we were playing pretty bad. We were on the wrong page the whole time. But other than that, we went a lot.
Okay, okay. So now I'm obligated to ask now, of the teammates that you played, who in your opinion is the worst?
uh, well, it was Will. Oh God, it was Will Mason, but he left, so I won't count him. The worst. Oh, C.J. Williams, not even close. He's the worst. Yeah, C.J. is pretty bad. And that's all I can think of. Everyone else is pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah. Will
That's
Mason was
that's
pretty bad too. Will Mason's bad.
okay. That's tough. That's tough. Okay. So now aside from yourself, who in your opinion is the best?
Oh, I'm never gonna hear the end of this. Probably Vaughn. Vaughn's probably the best I've played. He's beaten me bad a couple of times.
Okay, 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 okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Okay. Let's see. All right. Hmm. Well, okay. Now, when you play, I'm assuming you're using the Eagles the vast majority of the time.
Sometimes, yeah. I
Okay,
like
but see, I feel like
I
though,
play
aren't they a good
franchise.
Madden team?
Yeah, they are. They're too overpowered though, so I don't want to play them. You know?
Okay, I can respect that. I know some will be like, well, it's my favorite team. I just like using them. And then it's like, yeah, but the favorite team's kind of OP, so it's like,
Yeah.
is it So okay, okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. Okay. Let's see. Okay, your favorite musical artist.
Probably OT7 Kwani
OT.
or I like Drake.
Okay, now when we're talking Drake, are we talking old Drake or are we talking new Drake?
Old Drake.
Old Drake. Okay, okay.
New
And
Drake does have
now,
some good stuff, but old Drake's a lot better.
okay, okay. And now, do you have a favorite old Drake song?
There's a lot. Um, oh God, probably Miss Me.
Okay, yeah, that is a good one. That's a good one. Okay, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see here. Okay, your favorite food,
Brooklyn Pizza.
Brooklyn pizza. Okay, now why specifically Brooklyn pizza compared to
It's
the
like a
other
it's like a
types?
it's like a type of pizza, like a Brooklyn pie. Has like more tomato in it and mozzarella instead of just regular cheese. It's
Okay,
really good.
okay.
But you're not gonna get it anywhere in Oklahoma.
Yeah, I was
That's
gonna
the
say yeah,
sad
no,
thing.
maybe not. So I was gonna say yeah. So coming that too, how would you rate the pizza scene that you've experienced so far? Like, obviously, you got to temper expectations, but like, is it to a satisfactory level? Is it
Nah.
lacking?
When I come back to Oklahoma, I don't eat pizza. It's just so disappointing.
Oh,
Pizza here is so bad.
what? Okay, wait. Okay, now what? Okay, but like in what ways is it the crust? Is it like
Yeah.
the quality of the
The
overall
bread.
pizza? Like what
I
is it
lift it up.
about it?
It's the bread or the crust, the bread. I lift it up and it just flops down. It's greasy. It's just so bad.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, that is okay. Okay. Uh, okay. Yeah, I can see that, especially if you get like a chain pizza. Yeah, I,
Yeah.
I can I can see
Oh,
that.
Domino's is terrible. Pizza Hut, that's so bad. I do need some pizza places if you want me to try it out. I need some pizza places that are good around here because
well, see, well, see,
I can't go no pizza. That's impossible. I'm here till this next December.
but see, the problem though is like your standard of pizza though. See, it's going to be vastly different than like the rest of us, right? Because you're used to the high grade, authentic kind of pizza, right? We're used to, right, like the Domino's and the Pizza Huts and the Papa John's of the world, right? And there's some, local restaurants. Like there's one here more. It's called Jet's New York Slice. It's pretty good, but I mean, the vast majority you're gonna see, are those chain pizza places. So like, I don't know if you're gonna get anything that would satisfy your pizza craving. Like I don't. Like, you might be better off making one yourself, possibly.
Um,
I don't know what all goes into that, but
uh, I guess I'm stuck with no pizza. No pizza.
I wish. Yeah, that's tough. Okay. Uh okay. Now, are you more of a pepperoni or more of a sausage guy?
Ooh, that's a good question. Depends on the day, but I would say, I don't know. I like sausage is good. I prefer pepperoni, but it depends on the day because sausage is good on pizza. It's both good. Or like a meat lovers, both of them. But I would say pepperoni probably
Okay. Okay. Now, are we more of a standard pepperoni or like the old world pepperoni?
standard. I don't know the old.
It's like
I'm not.
at least here what they're calling like old world. It's the like little like cup shaped pepperonis. It's not like the flat one. It's like the
Um,
one that's like cup shaped.
no, I like flat. The flat pepperoni.
Flat. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Me too. Okay. Okay. And then are we more of a hand tossed or more of a thin crust?
Hand toss, but thin crust is good too.
Okay. Okay. See, I just can't, and maybe it's just the thin crust here, but I feel like every time I'm like eating like pizza toppings on a cracker though. Like I can't get the appeal, and then the crust is like it's not really soft, and I kind of
Yeah,
like to like use it to kind of scoop up the toppings that fall off and the extra Parmesan cheese. I can't really do that with like a thin crust because it's not fluffy enough. It's hard. You try to press down, then that breaks. I just I don't know. I mean it's not a bad taste. It's just like
I never
I'm
had
not
thin crust
getting
either, so I don't know. But thin crust not bad, but I definitely do like the regular standard pizza.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Let's think. Um. See, do you have any pregame routines that you normally do?
Mm, uh, not really. I put my phone on do not disturb and listen to some crazy music like Young Boy and get in the right mindset, but nothing really crazy.
Okay.
I do say I have to get 100 catches in before I play a game. So probably that.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Now that reminded me to ask. Now I know the aux cord in the locker room, very brutal place. If they're not feeling the song, they will yank your phone. Now, have you ever been on the aux cord before, or did you just bypass that altogether?
Uh, I never done that. I don't want my ego to get hurt.
Now, okay, now in your time within that locker room, who in your opinion has been the best on the aux?
Ooh. D will. D was
Okay,
yeah, he's pretty good.
okay,
Definitely, yeah,
okay. That
definitely D
is okay. That is probably the first time I've heard somebody say D Will. Okay,
Will.
okay. Go for D Will then. And who in your opinion is the worst?
Ah. Oh, he left, but E-Man was the worst on the odds. Dang, you trying to get me into fights? Yeah,
Said it was the worst.
yeah, he was the worst.
Now, it makes you feel any better. Normally, every time I ask that question, it would always be defaulted to either Lamb or to
Oh
Con.
yeah, it's Lamb. Oh yeah, it's Lamb. Uh, I forgot about that. It's Lamb.
that's, that's tough.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
so don't now I'm curious to see who will take his place now because he has
yeah,
exhausted his Oscord eligibility. So now I'm curious to
yeah.
see who rises to take that spot. Okay, okay, yeah, okay, okay. Let's see. And in terms of gear, or are you more of just a simple I just need gloves type of person? Do you go all out? Like what kind of is your take on the gear?
Whatever feels good that day. I usually wear leggings and a wristband or something, but I always have to have Nike padded gloves. I always have to. Those are the best gloves.
Okay, now did you come to that conclusion through trial and error of various gloves, or did you just happen to try that one on the first and like that was the one that worked for you? How did you kind of come to the conclusion that for you those are the best gloves?
Trial and error. I was a big Adidas glove guy. Now, ever since I got to college and went to a Nike school, that's the best glove by far. Best glove by far.
Okay, so what? How are they superior than the other gloves that you were utilizing?
I don't really know how to describe. I like the thickness of it. Like I don't know. Sometimes like these regular gloves are like too like I don't know. I won't say slippery, but too loose. I would say. Yeah, that's the word. Too loose.
Okay, okay. Okay. I mean, listen, I'm not judging. Clearly, you made one-handed catches wearing the gloves. So I feel like they're working to the benefit of everybody involved. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Um. Well, I guess my final question for you is what can UCO fans expect to see out of Kristian Valeriano this upcoming season?
hopefully a lot of big plays. Um, a guy that's gonna help his other teammates get open. And hopefully that leads to winning because I want to win. I came here to win. I want that home playoff game. Like I said, that's the goal.
Yeah. Well, Christian, I appreciate you taking time to come on and talk to me here. I'm wishing you the best of. Oh, I'll be remiss if I did not ask. Now, we supposedly had Snowmageddon with all the snow and stuff. Now, is this bar for the course up there in the Northeast during this time of year? Like, what? Like, how does this snow experience rate? Maybe the ones that you've experienced up north.
Oh, this one's definitely like it's not average. This is like a lot if I was up back at home, but the way that people handle it, like we would have school today, like for sure, 100%. So the fact that school is canceled today and tomorrow is crazy to me. The fact that nothing is plowed anywhere is actually crazy. I, I can't believe they don't plow the roads. They just leave it. They just leave it and just wait for somebody to get stuck.
Well, see, but now we supposedly they go out and they treat the roads, beforehand, and they always encourage, if you don't have to get out, don't get out. So that's why the stores are always a madhouse, right? Right,
Yeah,
you can, So on top of that, I'm like, I wonder if this is comparable to what he's had, or does he feel like this whole thing is just overblown? Because it's like I know Oklahoma's weird weather-wise, but I feel like we don't get like a
yeah,
lot of snow often. I feel like we have cycles where we go a couple of years before we have like a big snow time event. So, okay, okay,
yeah.
um, cool. Okay, well, um, like I said, I appreciate you taking time to come on and talk to me there. I'm wishing you the best of luck the rest of the off season, and anytime you want to come back on, you're more than welcome to.
Appreciate that. Thank you for having me.